Hi, God's girls. God's girls. Happy Saturday. Sorry, I felt that in my spirit. Happy Saturday. Happy Sabbath, God's girls. I am Melissa, the visionary of God's girls, chosen, worthy, loved. Oh, yes, that's who we are. Happy Saturday, happy Sabbath. I observe the Sabbath day. Today it's time for me to get a chance to relax and recharge and connect in a special way with the Spirit of God that I'm not normally able to during my daily activities during the week, but I definitely thank God for a break. I have a message for you today. God has something for you to do. For you to do. What is that God may have for you to do? Well, one thing that I know for sure to be true for myself is sometimes when I'm unsure of the direction that God wants me to go or what his plans are for my life, I often think back to what was the last thing that God told me to do that I clearly heard? Was it maybe to dissociate myself from a friend who gossips often and pulls me into things that I know that's not pleasing to God? Is it possibly a TV show that has a lot of profanity and all of the things that we know isn't pleasing to God, but it's pleasing to our senses to absorb it? What was the last thing that God told you to do? Well, one thing for sure is God's voice flows through your obedience. I said what I said. What I'm saying is you hear God's voice more clearly when you're obedient. So again, sis, we're going to go back to the last thing that God told you to do. I want you to write it down and understand clearly what was that one thing, the last thing that God told you to do that you distinctly heard. And I need for you to test that by the Spirit of God and ask God, did you fully execute what he told you to do or not to do? Well, God has something for you to do, but you understand that a lot clearly when you're obedient. So, your assignment for today, God's girl, in the knowing that God has something for you to do, and you'll clearly understand what that is through the channel of what word did I say? Obedience. So, keyword of the day is obedience. Get you a piece of paper or one of those cute little notebooks. I know you got them with the cute little pens because I got them too. But I want you to write down what was the last thing that God told you to do. Ask the Spirit of God to give you the grace and to give you a willing spirit to obey whatever that is that he's told you to do. Because sis, God has something for you to do. There is some deliverance, not just for yourself, but for somebody else. Their deliverance, their testimony, their encouragement is on the other side of your obedience. You must obey. You must listen. You must engage. You must get that one-on-one time with the Spirit of God to speak to your heart, to tell you what you need to know to do for the day, how to witness to your family, how to care for your body, how to care for your spirit. All of those things flows through your obedience of the last thing that God told you to do. So, sis, today is Saturday, October the 4th, I believe, okay? I want us to get into alignment with the last thing that God told you to do. Because sis, God has something for you to do. Us God's girls, we don't have time to waste in disobedience with the things that God has clearly told us to do. Write it down and ask God to give you the deliverance that you need to move forward. Because sis, you want the blessings of God in your life. And you know where that flows from? In your obedience to the right now. Now, delayed obedience, that's disobedience too. So let's get busy. Until then, God's girls, remember that you are chosen that you are worthy and that you are loved. And I love you too. Bye, God's girls. Be blessed.